Good evening, everybody. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Come on in, come on in. How's everybody doing tonight? You know what time it is. 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 5 p.m. Pacific on that West Coast. Come on in, folks. How y'all doing tonight? You know what time it is. Riding with KSolo The Podcast Show with no other than in the building herself, Doc Remy. But hey, folks, as you know, with everything technical, we always have technical difficulties, and we are experiencing them tonight. But listen, folks, I want to thank everybody for joining us, coming on Tuesdays at 8 p.m. right here, right on the KSolo Podcast Show. So we got one lined up for you tonight. We have a gentleman out of Nashville, Tennessee. He's an icon in the area. He's known for his writing. He's known for being a pillar in the community. He's a living legend. He's one of those living legends. And we're going to break it down tonight, folks. We're going to go way back to like 1976, man, 76. We're going to talk about it. What's going on, Nasty? What's going on, girl? How y'all doing? Thank everybody for joining us. Come on in, folks. Come on in. But listen, before we get this thing started, we want to give a big old shout to tonight's sponsor of the show. And she's putting it down, man. She's into nursing. She's into decor. She's into real estate. But tonight, man, we're being brought to you and sponsored tonight by Double Door Decor. That's right, folks. Double Door Decor is putting it on for us tonight. And make sure you go over there and check her out on Facebook and all her social media platforms. She's creating some incredible and amazing door ornaments, wreaths for all holiday season. You know, you got Thanksgiving coming up. If you're looking for a designer wreath, hit up Nurse Tiffany, and she will definitely get you one created that you will just cherish for a lifetime. But hey, folks, we're going to go ahead and get this thing started. I'm going to go ahead and bring Doc Remy in. I hope she's ready. I'm looking at her right now in the green room. Come on in, folks. Come on in. Let me get Doc. Doc, Remy, are you there? Can you hear me, Doc?
Yes, I said I'm here. I'm in the building. Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh, man, I got you there. I got you, Doc. It's one of those nights, man. It's one of those nights, folks. I'm telling you. It's either you or the bear. And sometimes you get the bear and sometimes the bear gets you. But I'm sporting my own OTMFG hat night on the FMG ground. You know what time it is, man. You know my boy T-Funk be putting it down. But Doc,
that's what's up.
Who you got for us tonight, man? Who you got for us tonight? Talk to me.
You know, I'm out here in Nashville. You know, I'm
right.
originally from Chicago, but Nashville has been my second home for the last 16 years.
Okay.
And so I've learned the set around Nashville. I have learned how to just the protocol and everything, and I've learned the legends that's around the set in Nashville. And so along my journeys along the set, I've met several guys and ladies around Nashville that I look up to, and that once I became on the set, I learned and I studied them a little bit and learned how to maneuver and wanted to see how I wanted to, get even better than them.
Right.
And so one of the guys we got tonight is Rammrodd. And I met Rammrodd, and I just think Rammrodd is a legend in his own right. And I thought, the mission of the KSolo podcast is to bring on the unsung riders, those riders that people ain't never heard of before, that's out here pounding and hitting the ground and been doing it for a long time. Each one teach us.
Yes, indeed, Doc.
Bring in some history.
Yes.
I was born in 1981. And so the Rammrodd that I got here in the studio with me tonight, been riding and pounding at least 11 years before I was even thought of. Right. So
and I'm telling you, he has a history in the community, not only in that area, but in other areas as well that he's traveled in. You know what I'm saying? When you mention Rod, people say, yeah, nap time. Yeah, we go way back. We go way back. And I did my homework on him, did a little research on him, and solid cat, man, solid cat. Like I say, he is a pillar in that area, on that motorcycle culture set area where you're at. People look up to him. He's been on a couple of different platforms. He's been on Raven Dixie Line platform. He's also been on the platform
Red Line Legends.
Red Line Legends. Yep.
With Law. That's right.
Yep,
Big shout out for Law.
Yeah,
Law
big
does.
shout out.
That's right. Law was with Block Burners for a long time. Don't think he's with them right now, but he's doing his entrepreneurship and his videography. And every year for my charity ride, Law has been there doing my videography. And so Law started his own podcast show called Red Line Legends.
Yeah.
And so he been interviewing the legends, you know, the ones that's here and gone on the Nashville set. I don't know how far his reach has went, but definitely, yeah, that's Law. Yeah.
Indeed, man. So listen, Doc, we're gonna go ahead and bring this young man in. We ain't gonna hold him up. We want to hear his stories. I'm definitely looking forward to hearing what he's got to say about the culture and from his time being in it. So without further ado, folks, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and bring our special guest in tonight. How are you doing tonight, Rammrodd, sir? Can you hear me? Doc, can he hear you?
It's real low. Hold on. Can you hear me still, KSolo?
I can't hear him.
Okay.
Can he hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Like I say, folks, we have some technical difficulties, but we are going to work that out. We're going to get him on. Just hold on 1 second there. Rammrodd, can you hear me, sir?
I can hear you now.
Outstanding.
All right, there you go.
Doc, can you hear me, Doc?
I can hear you.
Okay, good deal. Rammrodd, how are you doing tonight, sir?
I'm well.
Good.
And you?
I am fine, sir. I am fine, blessed, and highly favored. I have been looking forward to this episode. I've gone back and looked at a couple of your previous interviews, and I said, man, this guy go way back. He got some good history, some good knowledge that we want to hear about, and we're hoping that you will share it with us, sir. Doc, he's fading in and out on me, Doc. I can't hear him. Say again.
I can hear you now.
Okay. There we
go.
Yeah, I got him. Folks, we're just having a little technical difficulty, but we're going to work this out because we want to bring you this episode that we have lined up for you tonight with Rammrodd. So Rammrodd, sir, if you would please, sir, go ahead and introduce yourself to the audience tonight.
Okay, my name is Rammrodd. What else? It's just me.
Okay.
Been doing this stuff a long time.
Okay. Now you originate out of where, sir?
Born and raised in Pulaski, Tennessee. Yeah.
Okay. And
you are that famous Jim Crow era.
Oh man, during that Jim Crow era.
Yes, sir.
Man, I definitely want to hear about, riding motorcycles during that time and what you experienced. Now, you're also a veteran. Am I correct?
Oh, yeah. Air Force.
Okay.
If I had to join the Air Force, it wouldn't be no Rammrodd. Yeah.
Yeah. Good deal. Doc, can you hear us?
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So, well, we want to thank you for your service. Like I said, we always say on this show, we Army vets, and you're not Army, but we thank you for your service. we're not gonna say nothing and do nothing crazy. They Veterans Day.
I look at it like this, sir. You got us there. So no matter where we was fighting around the world, we couldn't get there without you guys. So thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Good deal. So Rammrodd, when did your motorcycling journey begin and where, sir?
My motorcycle journey started in 1976 at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, Dayton, Ohio.
Okay.
When I was a kid coming up, I seen a couple of guys, older brothers down there that had bikes. One, he had a Springer front end, that old chopper style. Yeah.
Okay. And that was the bike during that era. We were riding Hondas, we were riding Suzuki, Kawasaki's. I think there was a couple of people may have had Harley Davidson, but they were building them based off of parts and stuff they was getting from the salvage yard during that time frame.
Yeah, but that was a few guys that one guy named Brown, and back in the day, I used to look at him and just, man, I wish I could do that, man.
Right.
But he had a dresser Harley. He had an ultra classic back in the day. Probably was early 60s.
Okay.
Right? You know.
Okay.
So, boy, it's gonna come in here though. We're gonna sit here until it do. How about that?
We're gonna get it right now. We're gonna get it right.
Yeah.
Folks, thank you for joining us tonight to the podcast. We're having some technical difficulties, but it happens like that. We did pre-production, it was beautiful, everything was working good, but like the gremlins, they come out and they'll get you. But we're gonna work through this. Because we want to bring you this episode with Rammrodd tonight. He's a true icon in the Nashville area, not only in the Nashville area, but he was up during the time frame of Naptown Riders. Was probably like one of his first or second club that he was a member of, and he brought that down to Nashville. And so when he brought that down to Nashville,
that was a couple of brothers that came down to Nashville that I knew that was already Naptown Riders.
Okay.
And it was Uncle Remus from Kokomo, Indiana. And there was another brother named Snake. He was from Anderson, Indiana. Like I said, we was already friends, brothers, and they wanted to start a chapter in Nashville. They said, would you help us do that? And I said, well, yeah, I'll do that, help you.
Right.
And so that adventure started in 1983. April, January, March. Around in March, the middle of March, I got my colors. And it was on and popping ever since,
Okay. All right. Yes, sir. Now we're gonna take it back to the 70s. We're gonna take it back to the 70s. Now, Naptown was not actually your first club that you were a member of. Am I correct?
No, correct.
Okay, your first club that you joined during that time, and what year was that?
It was 1981. I worked with a guy named Simon, and he was a member of a little small family club.
Okay.
Him, his brother-in-laws and nephews, and relative club.
Right.
And the Street Jammers was the name. But and I was hanging out with them guys and hanging out with the Free Spirit Motorcycle Club. They had a clubhouse, and every Thursday night, the place to be in Nashville was the Free Spirit Motorcycle Club. You come in there at 5:30 in the evening, and you didn't leave till 5:30 in the morning, Friday morning.
Right.
It was all night.
But yeah, and there was some other clubs up in that area as well. Sunset Rider was up in there. You had the Toros up in that area. Who else was up in that area?
Not well, they wasn't in Nashville. Them guys wasn't in
Uh-huh.
Nashville. When I hung out with the Sunset Riders, it was down there in Memphis and
Uh-huh.
East St. Louis. And the Toros was up in Dayton, Ohio, Columbus, Ohio, and their mother chapel was Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
You had a brother up there named Rabbit, and quite a few more, that I hung out with.
Okay.
As far as the Toros go, in some of the clubs back then.
Right.
Um,
And I know some of, and you may recognize some of these faces. Just doing my homework. Yeah, Sunset. Sunny.
No, that's Sonny.
Sonny, yeah, Sonny.
Sonny was South Bend, Indiana, and his brother next to him, they was all up in South Bend. Sonny was the president of the South Bend chapter. His younger brother now, Sugar Bear, he's a national president of Naptown Riders.
Okay.
And the last party that Sonny was at was in Nashville, January. Third Saturday in January was that date, and it still is. He got sick. He was sick, and he just wanted to go back home. He wanted to go back to South Bend. Don't take me to no hospital down here where they got to Louisville. Well, Sonny, we need to take you to the doctor. He said, no, take me to South Bend. They got the Indianapolis. Then it finally went on up to South Bend.
Okay.
That's where he went to the hospital at. And the brother had everything in order. He had his papers, funeral arrangement, he had insurance papers, he had everything sitting on his TV.
Wow.
Yeah, he was that guy.
Yeah.
He was that guy.
Good deal. Yes, sir. And you were briefly telling us about how you got started riding motorcycles. Not by you going out and buying one, but you were actually was it a relative or a friend?
No, the first time I took off on a motorcycle by myself was on Air Force Base, and one of the soldiers they just went and bought a brand new 750 Honda. And he said, man, you ride? I said, no, I don't ride. I rode little scooters, He said, no, ride this. And he told me what to do. And I did it, took off. That was the initial beginning of me riding in 1976. And then after that, I would come home, and my sister's husband, he had 3 bikes. Like I said, he had a Kawasaki and 2 Hondas in the backyard. He said, Randy, just go out there and get on one. Just take off. Yeah, I go out there. Every time I come down, I would be riding his bikes and whatnot. And that lasted for a few years. And then when I got out of the Air Force, hanging out on the set, I bought a 750 Honda bike and rode it around for about a year almost until the piston went through the bottom and the other motor, and had to change up that. We had a spare motor in the clubhouse in the storage room. We brought that thing out. It was a 650 Kawasaki motor, and Tony Hale was the president. We called him Mr. P. He fabricated the extensions on the bottom, so it mountain brackets, so it would fit that bike. And next thing I know, we worked on it for a couple of weeks. Put a 4-in-1 Kirker header on that bike with that 650 motor, and it was good. It sounded good. the first time out of state riding that bike, we rode up to Chicago. And that was my first long ride. That was my first introduction to long distance riding. And it felt so good just to go from one state to the other state, from one city to the other city. And then you finally wind up north in Chicago. And that really rocked my world. We went up there to see the Midnight Riders, I believe, yeah. And later got hooked up with the Chicago Gayhawks, Mr. Redman. And they had another brother up there. His name was Rammrodd. Me and him became real tight, real tight. He's no longer with us, though.
Okay, my condolences. Right.
The second ride, I rode to Dayton, Ohio, to see my daughter. And at that time, I was hanging out with the toll roads in Dayton.
Right.
Toll roads, road runners up there, and you had several clubs up there. Rare Blood back in the day, but yeah, was hanging out with them guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how was that? How was the scene back then? How was biking? How was the culture during that time that we can only see pictures of, or maybe see some old black and white footage of it? Because it wasn't social media. It wasn't a lot of people taking pictures and blogging back then. There was none of that.
No, it was people would take pictures and stuff. Yeah.
Right.
That was I'm trying to think his name. He was in the Mystic Night, Sir Jack, the Mystic Knights, back in the late 70s and early 80s. He had a magazine, and he took pictures of he would go to everybody. We used to do campouts back then. Field meets is what we used to call them.
Right.
Where you would the bands was our main. That was our Winnebago back in the day of band. And Sir Jack would come and take pictures and had the magazine. I was in a couple of those photos over the years myself, Him and his wife, they traveled. And they rode, he rode old Harley Davidson back then too. Sir Jack was the doc back then.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was the doc back then.
Okay.
He took pictures. He not only in Nashville, he was Cleveland, Ohio, East St. Louis, Birmingham, Huntsville. He was all over. He was a traveling magazine. He would feature a lot of people.
Right.
He would feature clubs, back then.
And what was his name? What was his name again, sir? And what was the name of the magazine, so that the audience can maybe tune in or go do some research and find it?
His name was Sir Jack. He was the Mystic Knights out of Hopkinsville, Kentucky. And they was a big club back in the day. They had another brother in the Mystic Knights. His name was Hairbender. They called him Hairbender because he was a hairdresser. he cut and did hair, females and men hair and all. He had a big old barbershop. Got so messed up there in Hopkinsville one night. We come back to the barbershop. We just all over the place. Laid back in the chairs and on the Naptown Rider just took it over, man. Yeah. Right.
Now you came in, you're not an original of the Naptown Rider, but you came in during those early years of the club. So you were part of that foundation that was laid. What was the goal back then? What was was it just a brotherhood? Was it just a ride? Was it just a socialized locally? Was it for the community?
A lot of all of that. We when I joined, when we did this chapter in Nashville with Maltown Rider, it was growing. And I mean growing. We grew up to something like 28 chapters. From Indianapolis to Nashville to Memphis to San Diego, California. We had a brother that started the chapter. He's passed on as well. They started, him and his old lady, they started a chapter out there in San Diego. Damn. My thoughts kind of lose me a little bit.
It's okay. Take your time with it. And that's what history is. That's what an OG is. An OG, you take your time with it. You share that knowledge and experience of you coming through the culture, what you experienced, and that's how it used to be. It used to be a whisper in the ear or sit down conversation, talking to people. That's how I got the knowledge of the MC culture, sitting down talking to the OGs and hearing the stories about when they were riding and what they were doing and who they went up against and when they crossed into other territories. You experienced those?
Yeah. Yeah. I remember we was at Roundup in Louisville, Kentucky quite a few years ago, and my main guy was Big H. And, we was hanging out, smoking weed and walking, meeting new people and stuff. And we seen a little yellow rope on the ground. So we stepped over the rope, kept moving. Two brothers come up there and they was in the Wheels of Soul. And hey, bro, what's up? I said, nothing but what's going on, bro? And he said, y'all crossed the line. I'm like, what line? He said, did you see that line y'all just stepped over? I said, yeah, I seen the rope on the ground. Yeah, what's up? He said, well, y'all done crossed in our territory. But we don't like that. You need to check in with us, get permission to come into our set, into our area. I'm like, well, since we're in here now, we need to go over here and sit down and talk and rap. I said, well, come on, bro. So we goes over there and sit down. I said, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I went in my pocket and pulled out a big old fat sack, throwed it on his little table, and I threw some papers out there. And I said, you roll you up one, I'm going to roll me up one, and my dog pound, he going to roll him up one. We're going to sit here and talk. Man. It wasn't no shooting. It wasn't nothing but smoke in the air and some Jack Black going on.
Man,
Yeah.
that's what I'm talking about right there. And that was at the National Roundup
in Louisville, Kentucky.
In Louisville, Kentucky.
Yeah. We was at the racetrack back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ohio Valley Racetrack, what it was.
Yeah. Probably like one of my first episodes, I had Mr. Billy Walker on. He was the chair of the National Roundup for many years.
Yeah.
Mr. Billy Walker. Shout out to him. I want to thank Mr. Mosley for coming on. I want to thank Robert. Chinook for coming on. Becky Tart for coming on. Everybody for coming on. D-Bell, Bolo, Moose coming on. C1s. Thank y'all for coming on and joining us tonight. We have no other damn Most Wanted. We have no other damn Rammrodd
Hey,
out of
Most
Nashville,
Wanted.
Tim. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. You did a little mentoring with her as well. Am I correct?
Oh yeah. Well, she used to live in Clarksville. School teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that Moose, Rare Blood Moose?
No. That's not Rare Blood Moose. That's what is his motorcycle ministry name up in Maryland? They're gonna kill me because they gave me a nice award too. But Moose is out of Maryland.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What's up, Moose out of Maryland, bro? Yeah, come on in.
Yeah, come on in, folks. We got Highway Smiley with us. We got Jay Britton with us. We got Like That in with us. Like That, man, I'm sure you probably bumped into my man Rammrodd somewhere down the line. Rammrodd, Light that's been out there, man. He's a gold wing rider as well. He's traveling all over the country. He's probably out there now, man. He's probably caught in some snow somewhere. One of those guys like yourself, you know. And that's what you're known for. You rode a lot during that time. You traveled across the country. What started getting you out? Was it that the club was a national club, or was it that you know, you just said, I want to just be adventurous and just go out and see the country?
Well, you know, when after I joined in '83, the next year, I wanted to go hang out with every chapter Naptown Riders had. And back then, Naptown Riders had a patch that you earned. It's called the International Riders Patch. And in the South, we had to do 20,000 miles. So that next year, in '84, was my first of 7 International Rider Patches. 20,000 miles. I went to see every chapter that we had back then. That long distance thing was so rewarding to me, to go here, go there, be here, be there, meet. And the most important thing was to meet other brothers and sisters with like-minded ideals of traveling, which, sad to say, is kind of fading away. But it's picking up a little bit, like Doc here. There's a whole lot of females that's out here riding too. And they're out here pounding. I would say don't want to leave anybody out or anything, but the queens of the South, the sisters to the kings of the South, them ladies pound. Then you got the ladies on hogs, they pound, you know. And then you got some individual ladies that's in clubs like Naptown Riders. You got a sister up in Louisville, baby girl pounds. And I told her, I said, anytime you out there and you need me, call me. Here's my number. Yeah. You've done a lot of that mentoring to the culture. There's Most Wanted up there in that right-hand corner picture with you there. Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
And the picture below her, that's Big Bear 1%, Huntsville, Alabama, Outcast.
Okay.
I remember when he was a probie. I made him get up and go get me a pack of bologna and a loaf of bread. So you used to have fun with probies and stuff, you know, like that. And I wind up being his mentor. And before he passed on, for years, he called me Pops. Yeah. Okay. I got several of them Outcast brothers that called me Pops. And especially that Huntsville, Alabama chapter, when they first got started, they was called the Action Riders back then. And I used to go down there and hang out with them. They used to come to Nashville and hang out with us. And I told them one day, I said, man, y'all flying that black Jolly Rogers flag. I said, that skull and crossbone. I said, y'all remind me of another club. They said, well, who is that, Rammrodd? I said, Outcast. Little to know, they got a chapter started. The boys up in Bessemer and over there in Atlanta chapter, they came over there and flipped them, and they've been Outcast for 20-something years now, almost 30 years, I guess. I can't keep up with it. You know?
Right. Yeah. Good deal, sir. Good deal. I'm enjoying this. People are saying I'm enjoying the show. good to get the history lesson. And that's what we want you to do tonight. That's why I wanted to bring you on the show, because we need to hear this history. We need to hear your legacy. We need to hear about these times so that we can stay inspired, inspire the younger generation. Because I always
I wish that somewhere along the line that OGs had to not bylaws or anything, but Bikers 101. Okay. Bikers 101, like the other day, last week, I seen a brother get out of the car. He had his cut on. I said, hey, man, don't you know better than that? What, Rammrodd, what? I said, you don't ride in a vehicle. You don't ride in a vehicle. You don't ride in a cage with your cut on. You wear your cut on your motorcycle. And I just chewed his ass out. You know, but a lot of these so-called rules of 101, biker 101 thing is words that you speak, but it's not written down. It's not written down, but it's been passed on and on. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Yes, sir.
I wish I had kept a log of that, some of those, because as of now, you know, it's just it's every day to me. It's, you know, I don't have to think about it. It is.
Right. And I remember you saying that coming up, what attracted you in the culture was that lifestyle of outcasts, of some of the other 1%er clubs that were living a lifestyle that you basically just assimilated with, and then you form your own style with it, your riding style. You were telling us about your first cross-country road trip and all the adventures and mishaps and tales to be told with that.
My first cross-country, now this is another thing. My first cross-country ride from was the Black Bikers Roundup in Fresno, California. I'd been to California when I was in the military. Used to fly on airplanes all the time. But to get out there on that motorcycle and do cross-country, and the guys that I was hanging out with, they said, well, Rammrodd, we're going to get, I said, man, we ain't going to get no damn hotel room. We're going to do like the cowboys and used to do back in the day, get in the damn circle. Everybody get in the circle, pull your little blanket or your sleeping bag out, and remember, shoot over your bike, don't shoot into the crowd. I think because if you shoot at me, I'm going to shoot you back. Or die trying. So we slept on the ground about 2 nights, 3 nights and shit, you know, like that. Which was nothing strange for me, because I used to leave Nashville and go to Atlanta, and leave Atlanta and go to Detroit. And there's been a lot of those when I couldn't sleep, needed some sleep. I pull over at a rest area, get up under the picnic table, park my bike next to me, pull my pistol out, and just go to sleep. Sleep for about 3-4 hours and wake up and go on to Detroit or wherever I was going. You know?
Right. Now how was the atmosphere? How was the interaction with the public, with other bike clubs that you were riding going up north like that? How was that during that time?
A lot of people would say, man, you riding all the way from where you from? I said, I live in Nashville. When you up here almost in Chicago, you in Cleveland. And they said, well, why you ride your bike that far? I said, because I love it. That's my thing. You know, and people said, well, you got a pretty looking bike, because back then in '84, I bought my first brand new Gold Wing. And probably done had 10 or 11 Gold Wings since. I got 2 Gold Wings now. But that Gold Wing is a dependable motorcycle. Dependable motorcycle. But people love to see it, you know, see you riding. little kids in the back window waving at you. I even had a lady one time follow me. I guess must have been about 80 miles. I get in the fast lane, here she's back there behind me. I'm like, who is this keep following me? And finally I stopped at the gas station. She pulls in a white car. I'm like, white lady. She said, is all that your hair? I said, yes, ma'am. It's my hair, yeah. Can I touch it? I said, oh, no, you can't touch my hair. Back then, I had dreadlocks. Them locks was probably past my shoulders, you know. They just flying in the air, you know. She was just enthused about that, you know. But I told her, no, you can't touch my hair. I can't touch you. You can't touch me. And I'm not going to touch you.
Right.
So, yeah. So there was a lot of.
But I mean, were the other clubs, motorcycle clubs, as portrayed in the movies, like you're crossing state lines, you're crossing into other people's territory. You know, you got to check in, or you know, we see you on the road, we're gonna gun you down, or we're gonna take your cuts, we're gonna make party pants out of your vest.
Well, that didn't start. That didn't come about until a few years ago. You know, sometimes I remember like riding out to Denver, riding out to Kansas City to hang out with the Kansas City Cowboys, Bobby D, and Big Dot, all them brothers. You know, I never had a problem with other bikers, and they never did mess with me. I always carried myself in a way that give you that respect, and I expect respect back.
Right.
But if you cross that line with me, I don't give a damn if it was one of them or 10 of them. I'm gonna give you the business.
Right.
Yeah, and I still feel that way. That's when I had dreadlocks.
That's when you had your dreadlocks right there, man.
Yeah.
Good deal. Good
See
deal.
how red my face was? That's why I just stayed out there on that highway, on that slab, as we used to call it, pounding. You know.
Did you wear? You was wearing a half shell, or did you wear half shell? Okay, yeah, that's an old sun beat right there. Oh, tough as highlight. How did you get your name, Rammrodd? And it's nothing sexual. You constantly and repeatedly keep telling people that it's nothing sexual. But if you Google Rammrodd, ain't nothing nice coming up.
Well, you know, when I joined Naptown Riders, my mother named me Randy. And the guys told me, says, you have to change the name. I said, change the name, you know. We all got club names. I'm like, okay. I said, how about Randy? He said, no, we know you're Randy. We ain't gonna call you Randy. And I thought about my first assignment in Naptown Riders was the road captain. Because by that time, hell, I was seasoned out there on that interstate by then. And the road captain job is to figure out, to know, say we're gonna go to Cleveland, Ohio. I got the best direct, the best route to Cleveland, whatever street number it was, 4444 Cleveland Avenue, whatever. The road captain's supposed to be able to take you from Nashville to 4444 Cleveland Avenue. No hiccups, no mistakes. And a lot of times I would, we didn't have Google back then. A lot of times I would study that atlas. I kept an atlas with me at all times. And I would study that atlas and figure out and where I needed to go, the best routes or whatever. You know, and that's the way I took the club.
Okay.
They followed me.
So that was a time during fold up maps. You shove your map down in your vest, and then when you get to a gas stop, you pull it out and try to remember the next leg of the ride.
Yeah. But you know something though, and I used to write little notepads on my pieces of paper on my arm, like quarterbacks in the NFL now.
Mm-hmm.
I would have get off on this exit, this street, this. You know, I had it all on my arm. When I'm going down the highway, come to an intersection, whatever, I look at my arm,
Mhm.
and it was already wrote down.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah. But
You
now
see,
these guys got Google, so
and that's why I say navigation is pretty much a lost skill when it comes down to MC biking. You know, the interstates have changed now. You can get on the interstate and just go take I-10 to the end, or take 40 or 90 straight shot. You know, back then, you know, the time was different. The road system was just being generated real good, and so even traveling in cities, you know, a turn around the city. If you go down to Baltimore, if you're going up to New York somewhere, your direction as a road captain, you have to be on it. You have to be proficient. It was a skill, a true skill. It wasn't just you're the road captain, just lead us there or use your GPS. It was the most skillful person that was probably the road captain.
and you call those numbers out 24, 40, 10, 75. What happened?
I think that's when the light blows.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm still here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we getting there.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. But you know what I had to teach a lot of them brothers back then? I had to teach them how to read an atlas. They didn't know how. And the first thing I did with them was tell them the distinction between 75, 40, or 64. Even number interstates go east and west. Odd number interstates go north and south. Did you know that?
Yes, sir.
Well, a lot of brothers didn't know it back then.
Yep.
But, you know, and I had to teach them and show them how to navigate that interstate system. You know,
And
I had some very good students back then too.
And the reason why I learned it before I even joined the MC culture, I did a little stint as a truck driver, and you know, learning how to use an atlas, learn how to plot out. So that's how I got it, you know, from that experience. But as I started riding more, my OGs in the club, you know, they would sit me down and talk to me, and it wasn't like you. It wasn't back in the '60s then. It was still modern. We were still tank bagging a little bit, or you know, you get your map and just kind of have your legs plotted out. But it was still electronic. But you wrote it during a time where, man, it was more adventurous. It was more to it than just hopping on a scoot and riding. The bikes that you was riding, how far would you get on? How far would you get on a tank of gas?
How far?
Yes, sir. If you know, like you would get a tank of gas, and like back in the '60s and '70s, some guys was riding chopper with peanut tanks on them that could only get so much mile to the gallon.
Well, you know,
what were you running back then?
I learned to. Now I have like left Nashville and went to Louisville on one tank of gas.
Mm-hmm.
Never did get up. Just like 3 hours straight sitting there. But back then, the speed limit they dropped it down to 55. So I was doing about 60. And I was getting that gallon of gas mileage, you know, riding.
Mm-hmm. I see Crowbar dropped the question. He said, Houston, navigate their shows. You know what you're doing. Yep. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Talking about the proficiency of that road captain. But yeah, hey, thanks to everybody joining us tonight. We have Rammrodd on with us, man. And he's taking us back on a journey, taking us back during the time, 60s, 70s, 80s, when he was riding cross country, and things a little bit different then. And his adventures One thing that I really enjoyed hearing him talking about, folks, was when he would camp, and he said something about brotherhood. And I like the way he said about that brotherhood, about that sandwich story, sir.
About the what?
About that sandwich story. I take a bite.
Oh, well, you see, since I had a gold wing, I used to carry stuff in my back trunk, and I would make stuff, have cooked some chicken wings or whatever, make a few sandwiches. And the thing of it was, we would set up on the underpass, interstate, 3 or 4 of us, and say a bologna sandwich, I'd take a big bite. I give it to Remus, he'd take a bite. He'd give it to Snake, he'd take a bite. Oldman would take a bite. Can of sardines, you got your one out, you got your one out, you got a bite, out, like that. That was sharing that brotherhood. And wasn't nobody trying to get no more than the next brother. You see.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that type of brotherhood still exists in the motorcycle culture today?
No. It does, excuse me. It does, but I'm gonna give you one. A couple of years ago, we were on a funeral ride. Then after the funeral, the service and everything, we didn't want to invade, bomb rush. Excuse me, thank you. The family, so we go to Hooters. And the young brother, come time to pay the checks, and the lady says, it'll all be on separate tickets or one ticket. And then I said, well, I'm gonna buy his food. And the young brother, I'll call his name, he's in unexplainable. He said, man, I ain't never gonna buy no nigga, I ain't gonna never buy no nigga this and that. I'm like, did you hear this cat? This is what brotherhood is all about. It ain't you buying a nigga this or that. It's you sharing a meal with your brother, even though we in different clubs.
Right.
It's about sharing. It ain't about who got the biggest pocket. It's not all about that. It's the sharing. Because this time you buy his, the next time he'll buy yours. And that's how me and King Mufasa and me and Big H did back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't about buying another man any damn day. That's Mufasa.
Yeah.
It wasn't about buying another man anything. It was buying your brother a meal.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where it was. But it just that, like I said, you asked that question, is it still there? It's lost. Because you're not buying a man anything. Like you think you're supposed to take a lady to dinner and all that. Well, that's my brother. And I'll tell you another thing that's lost is this. When you go to a set, you leave Nashville, you go to Atlanta. And I watched the brother down there. We was at the Strikers Motorcycle Club. And he was chasing this. He was chasing that. He was chasing it. And I'm sitting up there on the porch, chilling. Look at this boy. And then I finally said, hey, come up here and sit down. Sit down here next to me. Let me tell you something. I said, you see that brother over there? You see this brother right there? And yeah, there's another brother right there. You need to go introduce yourself to this brother, to these brothers. I said, because in the morning, when you get up out of the bed with that gal, you get halfway home, you break down. You call her and tell her you need some help. She said, well, call me back in a minute or two. You call her, you keep calling, you keep calling, you keep calling. And you done had some of the best fun you done ever had. but she's not gonna come and pick your ass up off that interstate. But if you call one of them brothers that you done introduce yourself to and then exchange numbers and then had a little rapport with another brother that you don't know, and he don't know you, it don't matter. But the thing of it is, you call him and he gonna come and pick you up. He gonna come and make sure you get back to the house, or fix your bike, or bring your bike back to where he's at, and they gonna work on it. For example, a couple years ago, I rode down to Mobile on my way to Pensacola, but they had this Mardi Gras thing going on down in Mobile. I didn't know it. I just ran into the 45 boys, the Rough Riders, not the Rough Riders. Yeah. Well, they had 3 clubhouses right there together. So I get back on the interstate Sunday morning, and I had a flat tire. About 50 miles from Mobile, north of Mobile on 65 North. I called a brother that was in Montgomery, Alabama. His name is GG. Okay. ABF, all black family. And he said, "What's up, Rammrodd?" I said, "Man, I got a flat tire." He said, "Well, where you at?" I said, "I'm about 50 miles north of Mobile." He said, "Give me an hour. I'll be there." Now, in the meantime, there's a brother in the chosen few. He comes up and stops. "What's the problem, bro?" I said, "I got a flat tire." I said, "I already done called for some help." And then there was another brother coming down south. He was in the Buffalo Soldiers. He was riding a F6B Gold Wing like mine. He looked over there. I didn't even sing it. He went about 9-10 miles down the road and finally got off of the exit and turned around and come back to where I was. And I told him the same thing. I said, "I got a ride coming." And then we sitting there chopping it up, kicking it, yada, yada, getting to know these brothers. And I told the brother chosen few, I said, "Now, there's an outcast coming to pick me up." He said, "Yeah, I don't give a damn. You come first before shit start." We got there, introduced them, got along. We loaded the bike up. We started chit-chatting and, about 30 minutes. Then finally, we left, went back up to Montgomery. The other brothers, one was down in the Buffalo Soldier. He was going to Killeen, Texas. That's that brotherhood out there on that highway. You don't never pass a brother up on the interstate that's down.
Right.
So GG, we went to his house in Montgomery. We sat there, drank a couple of beers. He said, "You know what, Rammrodd?" "What's up, bro?" He said, "We're going to change vehicles, and I'm going to take you to Nashville, to your house." Now, he went and picked me up an hour down there and an hour back to his house. Now we're finna travel another 4 hours to my house. We get to my house. I said, "Well, brother, how much I owe you gas?" He said, "Rammrodd, you don't owe me shit." That's that brotherhood shit. That's that brotherhood thing. You see what I'm saying? So when he pulled off, I hollered, "GG, stop." He stopped, and I threw some money through his window. I said, "I'll see you later. Appreciate you." He said, "Fuck you, Rammrodd." I told you I don't want your money.
Your money's no good, man. Your money's no good.
No good.
No good. That's it. That's
the brotherhood thing, which is dwindling as well. You don't pass the brother up.
Right.
When he's flat down. In the club, if the pack is riding, when Doc bike break down, everybody bike done broke down. You know? But I will tell a brother this before we get out there. If your shit ain't running right, you need to check it. You need help, you need to speak up and say, hey, Rammrodd, such and such is wrong with my bike. What can I do? And I need some help with it. And we're going to collectively get your bike straight so you can make that run, so you can make that ride.
Right. Okay.
That's the way it's supposed to be.
That's the way it's
In
supposed
the
to be.
old days, that's the way it was done. You know, brother need a tie. Shit, give me $15. Give me $15. Give me $15. I put $15 in. Next thing you know, you got a brand new goddamn childless bike. So goddamn, let's go.
Preach, 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 preach,
go,
preach,
bro.
preach, 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 sir.
It was a thing of we want to ride to Memphis per se, and it's Thursday night. Somebody said, "Well, what they doing in Memphis? 8:00, 8:30. Yeah, let's go see. 6 or 7 of us, 8 of us get on them motherfucking motorcycles and take off right then." You see, that was that brotherhood.
Yeah.
Because we knew everybody had each other's back.
Okay, okay. Now you how many years did you spend with Naptown Rider, sir?
About 40-something, 40.
So 40 some years. That's retirement. That's considered a lifer
Oh, yeah.
for that organization. But you love the culture so much, you turned around and started another club in the Nashville.
Yeah.
Was it?
Go ahead.
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
It was a thing of I started the club. I felt that I outgrown Naptown Rider. Get that after I retired, that's why I retired.
Mm-hmm.
Because they was doing some things, and I love my brothers and sisters in Naptown. They were doing some things that it wasn't keeping tradition, wasn't keeping like probating.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't probating. You let a guy in the club with no colors, not no colors, but no motorcycle. To me, that's a strict no-no.
Mm-hmm.
In order to join a club, motorcycle club, you have to have a motorcycle. In order to join a Corvette club, you have to have a Corvette car. In order to join a band club, you had to have a band.
Right.
So motorcycle club ain't no damn different. Damn. Well, why you find all this stuff at?
Hey man, I do my homework. I want to make sure I
I'm
know
gonna
who
give
you.
I'm gonna give you an A on it, though. Good job.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. It was a little intimidating. I'm not going to tell you nothing wrong. It's a little intimidating bringing you on because you are an encyclopedia. You know what I'm saying? You live that lifestyle that I emulated, that I based my writing off, based my time in a club in. I wish that I could have been during that era in time, that I could have been in some of those black and white photos riding with you guys, riding the bikes that you guys rode, sleep inside the road, because I do a lot of camping. I try to be a traditional from the way that I dress to the way that I ride to the lifestyle that I live. And you spoke about a gentleman who you said you took to him because he reminded you of yourself.
Yeah. That's Mufasa.
Yeah.
Like, hell, last week, I think it was Thursday of last week, he rode down to Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Him. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He rode down to Baton Rouge. He said, hey, bro. He called me. He said, hey, bro, I think I'm going to go to Baton Rouge in the morning. Just like that. He said.
Right.
He tell me like, one of the first long ride me and him had was like on a Monday. He said, let's ride down to Dallas. I said, okay, when we gonna go? I'm thinking, hell, May, June. I said, when we gonna leave? He said, Thursday. And this is like Monday. But it was the first weekend of February. Before we got down to Jackson, Tennessee, it done rained, snowed, sleet, and started all over again. We went 135 miles. We done had all that adverse weather. He said, oh, another thing about that ride too was the first time I bought cold weather gear, the heated shell jacket, heated gloves, and all that. And we get down there, and I told him, I said, man, if I'd had this shit 20 years ago, I'd done rode 1,000,000 miles.
I know that's right. I know that's right, man. I know that's right, man. I talked to Hero Benson, man. The Hero said, man, we get some trash bags and wrap them around the legs, and that was our rain suit, man. That was our rain gear, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I've done that too.
Yeah.
You know, installation. I went in the store, got one of their little papers, took my coats off, took my shirt off. Well, I had a t-shirt on. Put that damn newspaper from here down, tucked it down in my pants, buttoned my pants up, and that was installation. Like, stopped at a love truck stop and said, hey, man, can I get about 3 or 4 of those big trash bags you got? He said, yeah. Then he gave them to me. I went outside and I put them on. He said, well, what are you doing? I said, I ain't got no rain gear. So I put one leg in tied them up and strapped them up. Then I put the other bag over my head and stuck my arms out and all that other shit. That was my rain suit.
Right.
You got to improvise.
That's right. That's right. You got to improvise.
You really got to improvise on taking care of yourself out there, because that weather, and that's another thing I love about it. Ain't no telling what you're gonna run into. So you got to be prepared for pretty much any situation.
Right. What would you say? What would you say the secret to your longevity in the motorcycle culture, in riding, continue to ride into your 70s? What would you contribute to your longevity?
I really would say the love of it.
The love of it.
The love of it. The love of riding. The love of leaving Nashville at about 5:30 in the morning, 2:30, 3 o'clock in the evening, you be in Kansas City, Kansas. And it's like no time lost. When you get out there, the brothers meet and greet you before you even get off the motorcycle. Good. They helped me get off the bike, throw my leg over the bike and all that. The first time I went to Kansas City, Missouri, Kansas City, Kansas, I had to go out there to 18th and Vine, that old song, going to Kansas City. Well, get out there, and there was some brothers out there. They were 1%ers. They meet me, greet me, we kicking it. And I said, well, man, I'm going to put my tent up. They said, why you camping out tonight? I said, I got a tent on the bike. I said, I'm going to camp in their backyard somewhere, you know. He said, no, you're going to go to the house with us. So I said, well, the hell, I won't be able to put my tent up. He said, yeah, you can. You put your damn tent up in the living room. So that's why I put my tent up in their living room. Woke up the breakfast, woke up the bacon and shit in there cooking. You know, those were the days, man. I tell you, I keep talking about Kansas City. In 1983 in Louisville, Kentucky, Derby weekend, I met the Kansas City Cowboys. And they called the Cowboys because they was all riding Kawasaki's. And I was riding the Kawasaki at that time. And just over the years, we developed such a brotherhood. I met this, talking about this brother Moose, Rare Blood Moose. At that time, Moose was living up in Columbus, Ohio. His bike broke down about 50 miles from Kansas City, Missouri. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. My bike broke down and this, that, and the third. I said, whoa, hold up. Let me give you a number. And then when he answered the phone, when you said Rammrodd said, help me out. You the man to help me out.
Okay.
About an hour and a half later, he was off the interstate. That's that camaraderie. That's that brotherhood you build with other brothers from everywhere.
Even in other clubs. Even in other clubs.
Now, we're in 3 different clubs. I'm a Naptown, he's a Rare Blood, and he's a Cowboy.
Mm-hmm.
On the strength of my word, I didn't call Bobby D. He called Bobby D.
Right.
Bobby D took care of the business. You see. That's what biking is all about. That's what that camaraderie, that's that brotherhood is all about. When you done built up a reputation, you built up a brotherhood over the years, and one of your brothers, your friend, have an accident or breakdown, you call him, and he's gonna come and handle that business. When Bobby D, the time that I talked to Bobby D was like on Tuesday. Hey, Rammrodd, I said, yeah, bro, what's up? He said, can you come and get this nigga? He done drunk up all the jack. He done drunk up all the beer. He said, it's time for him to leave. You know, but it took him under his wings. They fixed the bike the next day.
Right.
He just hanging out. He hanging out with them. Like they didn't know him.
Mm-hmm.
It was on my word that they took care of this brother. And Bobby D called me and said, well, he had, but I can't discuss that. Anyway, I took care of business.
Right. On the strength. And that's what I say about your word. Your word in the culture is everything. Your word is your credit card. Your word is what gets you through doors that a lot of people can't get in. I walked in a lot of doors that some people can't walk in.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, that's I clearly understand that and know about that very well. A bunch of doors. Indeed. Hey, sir, I know I had you on here for about an hour and a half almost now, and I still have some questions I was want to ask you. I got a couple of questions coming in.
Okay.
People saying, hey man, Solo asking this, Solo asking that. You are without a doubt an OG within the motorcycle culture. What would the OG what does OG, that term, means to you?
OG means to me is a brother that has paved the way. A brother has put in the works. A brother that has put in the works and is still working.
Mm-hmm.
Is still doing the damn thing. That's what OG means to me. And not and I tell brothers this. Don't ask me no question just to see what I'm gonna say. If you're not thirsting for knowledge, take that shit down the street, kick the can down the road some damn way. Don't, cause I don't want to hear that shit. If you want to know something and truly want to gain some knowledge, then you talk to me. Mm-hmm. But just to say, oh, I talked to Rammrodd, no, that ain't gonna work. But I want you to understand what I'm finna tell you. Like I tell a brother, I say I just can't just rattle off a lot of shit.
Mm-hmm.
But ask me a question, then I'm gonna expound on it. You see?
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
that's what OG material is.
Right. That's respect right there, man. That's that character.
Yeah.
Indeed, Bolo. Indeed. Bolo said it takes character to allow your word to have value. Indeed, indeed. Robert Chinook said, I grew up hearing rumors of discrimination against Black riders by Harley in the 70s.
Oh yeah.
You rode a Harley for a period of time.
Yeah, I had a Road King.
You had a Road King.
Yeah.
You never really got on that bandwagon of Harley Davidson being the motorcycle for the culture. Could you just elaborate on that a little bit for us? Expand on that, if you would, sir.
About
not following that pursuit of saying Harley Davidson is the bike that I should be riding to fit into the motorcycle culture, because we were riding what we could get. We were riding what we could build. You know, there was a point in time where we couldn't go into a Harley Davidson dealership and buy a motorcycle. So we were on Hondas, we was on Kawasaki's, we were chopping them up. Sugar Bear, all those guys were chopping them up, making the designs what it is today.
Back, I seen a white dude, had a white motorcycle, had a white Harley, driving. And on the gas tank it said, God made Harleys for white boys and Hondas for niggas. He had it on the gas tank, on his tanks. That's what he had on it. And even back then, if a brother went into a Harley Davidson shop, Harley got three prices. They got the regular old lawyer price. You got an outlaw price, and like the Outlaws, the Hells Angels, these type, the Bargos or whatever. You know, they got their price, and then they got the nigger price. The nigger price is higher than all of them put together. Okay. Now, pretty much every gold wing that I have had, got over 100,000 miles in each one of them. I got two sitting in the yard now that's got over 100,000 miles in each one of them. You see, I had another gold wing that I gave to my president of my Dirty South. It sat in my brother's yard for 2 years, sitting out there uncovered.
Mm-hmm.
Went over there, put the key in, turned it, it clicked a few times. I cut it off. Give it gas, push the choke, full throttle, turn the key again, waited a second, hit that little black button, and that damn thing started up. Sitting out in the weather for 2 years. You tell me a Harley that was set outdoors for 2 years and crank up. I'm gonna wait on that one.
So pretty much the dependability and reliability of say a foreign bike is what a foreign motorcycle is what pretty much kept you away from Harley Davidson. The dependability of it, because you've mentioned that the dependability has always been there, and reliability and less breakdowns.
Yeah.
Okay. I can respect that. I can respect that because during the time that I first started seeing my neighbors ride motorcycles, they was riding Kawasaki, they was riding Suzuki's. For whatever reason, my eyes wasn't focused or transcended on Harley Davidson. It was just the way that we would stretch the Kawasaki and the Suzuki's out, the way we would lower them down, the cracker exhaust on them, just the sound of them, and they'll put straight bars on them, and ride them like that. That's what attracted me to motorcycling.
It was called cafe style bikes then. They had the little handlebar, the little old bubble shield over your speedometer, and stuff like that. A lot of them had them stretched out with wheelie bars and stuff, you know. Now, for me, I have never drag raced a bike in my career.
Mm-hmm.
I don't drag race. I don't get out there on that track because that ain't my calling.
Right.
My calling is that distance thing of riding. Just like the president of Best of Both Worlds here in Nashville, O-Dog. He said, Ram, I got to hand it to you, bruh. He said, you got more miles than my whole fucking entire club ride. Including me. I said, for real? He said, yeah. You ride more than my whole club ride. You accumulated more miles than my whole fucking club.
Yeah.
That's saying a lot.
Yeah.
Or they said that ain't saying too much for his club, you know.
But it says a lot about you
It
and your
says a lot
legacy
about
because
me,
Mr. Tarvis Brewer, I pray that when I get his age, I will be able to sit in the saddle and get miles like him. I met this brother over 8 years ago. Now, this was probably like 2 or 3 years ago when he met you, when he wrote this years ago on the highway at a gas station. And the love is still the same, a true legend in my eyes. That's an inspiration, sir. You are an inspiration.
Well, I appreciate that, but I'm a mentor to a whole lot of brothers and sisters.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna tell you about my mentor. My mentor was Money Ivory. He was the president of the Peace Riders Motorcycle Club in Gallatin, Tennessee. The first time I seen Money Ivory was on the interstate. I was coming home when I was in the military, probably around 77, 78 or whatever. And I seen him. He was a scooter bum of the scooter bums. You know, you might not know what a scooter bum is. You know what a scooter bum is?
Give us the definition. Give us the definition, OG. What is a scooter bum?
Scooter bum is he's raggedier than a can of crap. Shit just look like his colors, his pants, his shirt, his jacket, everything look like it done been mended together, and some of it is still ragtag, and his motorcycle looked just like it. Ragtag. But that old 750 Honda that man rode didn't have a seat on it. He had a piece of sheet metal on the frame with a deer skin covering the sheet metal. He had struts on it. No springs, none of that. Now I seen him and I'm like, well, what kind of Negro is this? He said, that man turned out to be later my mentor. Yeah, I love it. He's passed on, but I love it.
All right.
I keep saying, this brother passed on, that brother passed on. But all these brothers that's been in my life, in this lifestyle, has had a strong fixture in my life. You see, I take a lot from him. I took a lot from this one. I took a little from this one. And then I combined them. And that's who you get right now. That's who you get, Rammrodd. The first time I bumped the curb in Atlanta, Georgia at the Outcast. Now that was the turning thing for me. Paul get there and I park in a damn Harley only parking spot. with 1,000 Kawasaki. Man, don't you know you ain't supposed to be parked? I said, shit, hell, I park anywhere I want to. You see, I go in the club. Who are you? I'm Randy. I said, Dirty Red told me to come down here. Go get Dirty Red. He'll tell you who I am. Dirty Red done passed on too. See what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
See, and that's
man, there's so many brothers and sisters that has come into my life. That I value. I
Yes,
still
sir.
value.
Yeah. I was going to ask you who somebody that inspired or mentored you throughout your journey, and you answered it, sir. You answered it, and I got to thank Mr. Walter Mosley, aka Chops, for chiming in tonight. Chops is 83 years old. He's still
83
riding.
years young.
83 still young. Yes, sir. 83 young. I stand corrected. Chops, you're 83 young and still going strong and still riding. Still riding. He remembers a lot of the times that you referred to, sir. Your experiences on the road. He's traveled them coast to coast. And I know, man, I could just sit down and people could just sit down and hear you gentlemen just share stories back and forth, the times on the highways, the roundups, that lifestyle of being out there on the highway and camping and, sharing that sandwich with a brother. Indeed. Indeed. What now? This is going to be my last question. This is going to be my last question.
Okay.
What do you would like for your legacy or like to be remembered by your time in the culture? What would you like, sir?
Ooh. That's like that question that brother asked me. If you had one guy that you would take that last ride with.
I saw that. Yes, sir.
Yeah, him. He's down there in Huntsville, Alabama.
Uh-huh.
That's my guy. That's my guy down there. I would say brutally honest. Didn't take no shit. Loved everybody, if you allow me to.
Mm-hmm.
And that I was what I am. And that is a hard riding brother that took this motorcycle lifestyle to heart. And I told my new members this. I know all of y'all ain't gonna be like me. I don't expect you to be like me. I expect you to be better than me.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rammrodd.
I expect you to be better than me.
Rammrodd. And named after the cowboy Clint Eastwood character, Rowdy Yates.
Cowboy
Rowdy Yates.
Rowdy Yates, yeah. And that was my first thing about when I got in this motorcycle. I wanted to get out there on that open range and ride and go places,
Mm-hmm.
But this is something else that I found out about Rammrodd Rowdy Yates and these white cowboys. Without Bill Pickett and these black cowboys, their legacy has been erased. Their legacy has been erased, like the Long Range. They took a black man heroics and switched it over and flipped it to a white man. You see, I'm gonna call his name in a minute, but all of identities as a black cowboy, a black biker, like the brothers out there in California that built the choppers for easy riders. Harley Davidson wouldn't do them extended front ends and all that stuff. But this brother out there in LA, Compton, I think it is, that built the bike for the movie, their name wasn't even in the damn credits. See what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. I know, Sugar Bear. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They shit wasn't even on the screen. Not even in small letters. But and another thing, I want to leave this out. Today is Veterans Day. The first man to get killed in the war, back in the Civil War, was Christopher Adams, a black man. Black men has been in every war that has been part of the United States. Even they didn't want them to fly in airplanes, so they went to France. They went to Canada to be accepted. They accepted them over there, but when they come back to the United States, they still treat them with that old Jim Crow shit. And brothers that went on before me in this military, I honor them as well, you see. Think they died for nothing, sacrificed for nothing. You know, no, they didn't. Because that's why years later did I become an airman. I used to work on airplanes that was older than me at that time. B-52 bombers, C-130 gunships, you know, A-10 Warthogs, KC-135 tankers. We're in the military. And I got another brother that's still out there pounding too. His name is Stu. He's in the Dayton, Ohio toll roads. I used to go fix his C-130 gunship all the time when we were stationed at Wright back in the day. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we got some smart-minded brothers that did a whole lot of stuff in the military. They discredit Chappie James, first 4-star black general. He was at Wright Patterson. They discredit us. They throw our names out the back window like we wasn't even there. So that's my Veterans Day.
Thank you. Thank you for that, sir. Thank you for that. And I didn't even want to interrupt you. I just wanted you to just let it out. Talk all you want, share it. But you open up a question. And there's one other question.
Okay.
The black biker. Do you think we're capturing our legacy in a manner that will positively influence the future of our culture?
I would hope so.
And that's the same reason why I started this podcast, because I wanted to capture your legacy, Mr. Mosley, riders who've been during the 60s, 70s, legacy, and try to put it on video so that we can go back and look at it, so we can Google it. Same thing with a lot of these social media influencers. I hope people are sitting there saying the content that I'm creating for this culture is going to be looked at down the road. Am I painting a good picture of it? Am I leaving a good footprint in the sand? And I think this conversation, letting you share this tonight, the way that you wanted to share it, the verbiage that you wanted to use, is exactly how it needs to be heard for future riders, for future ground pounders that's wanting to hit this highway, man. And that's why I thank you for coming on my show tonight.
Well, I appreciate you having me.
Yes, sir.
And I would like to meet some of the, people that's out there watching and listening to this. I would like to run up on them, maybe take a ride with them.
I'm gonna tell you where you can meet them at. Well, some of them. You can meet them at the Reef and KSolo official Ride to Eat. That's going to be the first weekend in October down in Florida, Gulfstream. I think it's Gulfstream, Florida. We're going to have over 300 bikers. Mr. Mosley's going to be there. We're going to have a lot of riders that's been across the country. One of our icons, Mr. Hero Benson from the Chosen Few back in the days, the one that's in that picture that I put up showing up the middle finger, he be there. Tonto will be there. A lot of great riders, legacy legends are coming to this event just to do exactly what we're doing right now, to sit around the fire pit, to have these conversations, to bring up those old time, and you have riders sitting around listening that's engaged and just taking it all in, sir. So I want to personally invite you to the Reef and KSolo official Ride to Eat. We're going to make sure we get you that information.
Yeah,
we would love to have you. Yeah, we would love to have you in attendance to share more knowledge, to share more experiences with people. Indeed.
Yeah.
Well, all right, sir. I'm gonna go ahead and get ready to kind of wind this thing down. I know Doc Remy is sitting back there in the green room. We're gonna get ready to.
I'm here. I'm right here.
She's here.
Yeah, she's there. She's there. So we're gonna get ready to bring her on, and I'm gonna let her get ready to transition. Doc, you go ahead and get ready to transition, and then.
Okay, look here. I want to say one other thing.
Yes, sir.
I was on a 10-day ride. Year before last year.
Last year,
I was on a 10-day ride, and I was seeing her on Facebook and stuff, and we was kind of chit-chatting, back and forth like that. And I'm like, well, hell, she should be coming up through Baltimore about that. You see, that's why I love this lady so much. She get out there by her damn self and pound. And then, guys asked me, said, Rammrodd, wasn't you scared? And I told him, I said, hell, if I was scared, I'd stayed at home under the bed or some shit. I lock and load and I say that prayer and I go.
Hey, man, I ride a little bit. Hey, I ride a little bit too, man. Just a little bit.
Well, I want to ride with you.
Well, come on, let's ride.
Where you at?
in North Carolina.
North Carolina. Shit, that ain't nothing for me.
That ain't nothing for a rider, man. That ain't nothing for a rider.
Yeah, like one Wednesday, I said, shit, what am I going to do today? I don't want to go to work. I get on my bike, I ride to D.C. on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
That's what the fuck I do.
All right, Rammrodd. But listen, man, you keep inspiring, you keep mentoring out there. I'm praying the Lord that our path will cross one day, because I would love to sit down in person with you, shake your hand, and hear some of the other stories that you have, some of the experiences that you have, man. I mean, that's what I love. I'll ride for that. I'll ride thousands of miles for that.
I will too, bro.
Yes, sir.
I will too.
Well, all right.
If you find a little space in your camera thing there a little bit, I'll come back and holler at you.
All right, that'll work. Appreciate you. All right. Oh man, folks, I'm telling you, I think this was a great one. Sometimes you need to let your guests express themselves in a manner that they feel comfortable, that they want their legacy preserved, and that they want to tell the tale in their own manner. So that's exactly what I did tonight. I let him tell the tale in his own manner, and yes, a little verbiage, but you know what though? That's what it's all about, folks. This is grown folks conversation. This is bikerism 101, and I thank you for coming on, and I thank you for tuning in. I got Doc. I'm gonna bring Doc back in. Doc, you with me?
Hey, I'm back on the show.
You're back in the building. You gotta go sit outside.
Goodness, I'm in a bit. First of all, I've been in the building.
Oh my goodness.
What? Hey, happy Veterans Day. Thank you for your service. Mm-hmm. Thank everybody. Thank all the veterans. I just love how I've been standing on my feet for the last almost 2 hours, maintaining, trying to do things behind the scenes. And you just got to roll with it. You know what I mean? That's just like in the motorcycle scene. You got to roll with it. Come on, that I heard him talking. That brother, that sisterhood. I can't say brotherhood. I ain't no brother, but the sisterhood. You know, we got to. You know, we got to get it. We got to go. That's what it's all about. I ain't never ate no bologna sandwich with none of my sisters, but we might have stopped at Subway and got a foot long and cut the foot long in fourths, and everybody got a share.
Hey man, we not. Hey Doc.
Yeah.
Where we going? Where we going, Doc? Knocked it out of the park, man. Knocked it out of the park.
Yeah,
Thank everybody for coming on tonight, Riding with KSolo, the podcast show, with my amazing and incredible co-host, Doc, in the building, Remy.
Hey, I'm full.
Go ahead.
I already went out to get some steak at Legends. So it's a restaurant in Smyrna, Tennessee. It's called Legends Steakhouse. They let the veterans every year, because they don't do a veterans discount throughout the year.
Right.
So they said, the manager came up to me and she said, "Hey, we don't do that throughout the year, but on this day, we want you guys to come in and feel great, so we can order anything on the menu."
Ooh, nice.
Oh, so I'm already full of ribeye, loaded potato, and a Caesar salad. And then I left there. KSolo, I don't know what you've been doing today. I don't know. Rammrodd been at work. But I left. He said he ain't ate nothing. But I left there and went over to Buffalo Wild Wings. And then we talked about, so this year they was like, you can do 10-piece boneless, or you can do a 6-piece bone in. So I got me a little bone in there and kept it moving. But KSolo,
listen. I expect to see you in the gym in the morning. You better do a check-in. Look. You better do a check-in at the gym in the morning, and don't be posting no old pictures either.
Or ex-military.
About what?
About guys in clubs. Majority of those members are ex-military. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's how the coaches
KSolo, I'll be there at 4:30 in the morning. Don't even play.
All right.
Wait, bald head Nancy say, "Doc, going to sleep."
Hey Doc, what do we got coming up Thursday on Trip Talk?
Thursday we got Trip Talk. We got we're gonna be talking about protocol, not even politics of nothing like that, but we just gonna be talking about, I wanted to bring in Foxy, that is part of the proc. I wanted to bring in a special guest, and I just want to bring in folks that can talk about these new riders that's coming out, especially female riders. We got a lot of female riders out here that's getting out here. I don't care if you're on 2s or are you on 3s. If you're on trike, you're on the spider. If you are out here pounding, Thursday, he said, Thursday is Trip Talk. We're going to be talking about ladies and pounding and the way you should act if you do decide to join a club, and the proc and what the proc is all about. Because guess what? Everybody might say, "Hey, Doc Remy, you be riding out here, you be pounding," but guess what? I've never been to the proc. And so I'm going to bring on Foxy, and I'm going to bring on Butter, and we're going to discuss what's the benefits of going to the proc as a female rider. How should I be acting on the set as a female rider? And so I just want to kind of dive in and to give. It's a lot of new women riders out here, KSolo.
I know.
I ain't trying to be.
Listen, I've been riding. I know.
We out here. I ain't trying to be out here. I'm not trying to cause no division. But what I'm saying is, Rammrodd said, "Give me a piece of paper. I want to write something down right quick." Hold on, I got you. Hold on. One second. Okay, here you go.
Oh my goodness.
We in the studio tonight.
You know my bandwidth running out.
But Thursday, everybody tune in for Trip Talk. It's gonna be good because I just want to talk about the ladies and what we're doing out here in this road and get a little feedback for some veterans that's out here, and talk about the proc and what's the benefits of going to the proc and how can it help me as a female rider. That's all.
Good deal. I've had the privilege of speaking at the proc before. it was great. I thank Foxy for inviting me down. Matter of fact, I was in New Orleans when I spoke at the Proc, so I will be down there this year in attendance to kind of hear what's going on and see the latest and greatest, and just meet and greet people. You know, and just kind of introduce them to the podcast. So if you're going to be at the Prop, we're going to be down there, and hopefully you can come by and get a picture and get some merch or whatever the case may be. We greatly appreciate it. Well, all right, Doc, we're out of bandwidth. That means we got to go. We got to go. That means we got to go. Did Rammrodd have a question?
He did. He just said, I was the national VP of Naptown.
Okay.
So I guess that was missed somewhere along the way, but he wanted to let me know that he was the national vice president of Naptown Riders.
Well, sir, I salute you. And on that note right there, we're going to give you one of these big old round of applause if we can ever find our producer.
Round of applause.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Indeed. Well, listen, folks, we want everybody to have a good night. Make sure you tune in Thursday for Trip Talk, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 5 p.m. Pacific on that West Coast.
That's right.
And you know what my motto is? Aspire to inspire. And if you do that, you'll definitely be legendary. All right, folks, we're getting ready to get up out of here. Y'all have a good night. Bye.